A mentor of mine once said, how you do one thing is how you do everything. And if we're going through life and we're trying to increase our results, whether in relationships or health or wealth, if I'm stuck in one area, the tendency is to ignore that and just focus on what you're good at. But that actually creates a problem because how you do one thing is how you do everything. So if I want to reflect abundance and transformation in all of my life, in all areas, I want to focus on that one thing that I'm resisting the most and start to change that. When I do, every other thing is going to increase. And in this video, I'm going to show you how to get unstuck in your body language and in your tone so that you can change your state. And that is going to save you so much time and energy. I'm Tyler Watson, founder of IDoEliteCoaching.com. Check this out and learn how to master yourself, but more importantly, not get stuck so that you can move out quickly. So I encourage you, as you do this, large gestures. So when you're doing this, if I'm like, when I set goals, I nail them in days and weeks instead of months or years. I live with no regrets as every decision I make turns into pure gold. I live my life passionately. So we're going to talk about gates and holding on. I saw a lot of this happening and what actually is being communicated that way versus this. When I set goals, I nail them in days and weeks instead of months or years. I live with no regrets. Every decision I make turns into pure gold. See, notice the feeling behind that. How free does it feel when I'm moving my arms, when I'm using my body, when I'm using my tone? Notice the difference in the state of freedom, okay? It's a huge difference. Back when I started, back about 8 years ago, thankfully, one of the first things that I ever studied was some body language stuff. And I had some horrible body language that was going on. Things that were talking about poverty, addictions, not gonna change. That's what my body communicated, which is why I got the results I got. So I remember I was at this event and I was trying to even just make $10,000 a month. But I thought, what would it be like to make like $20,000 a month? That sounded like so out of my reality because I was used to making $1,000 to $1,500 a month combined income. That was a big shift. So I was like, man. And I remember at the time, and it's not necessarily the what you wear or how you do it, but it's being stuck in the body language. Okay. So what I mean by that is I was stuck in that state. That's the problem. Now I can still go in that past state, which I'm going to go over in a second, but it's being stuck in it. That's what you want to shift. You don't want to be stuck. You want to be able to go into it if you need and go out. Just like that emotional threshold that we talked about. You want to be able to go into the emotion and then come out if you need to. Okay. Same with body language. Body language is a tool. It's a tool for you to master yourself and to impact the world and get your goals. So in this, I was watching this thing, I was doing this thing, and I remember I was driving home and I just finished this event and I was like, flip-flop sandals, like I was just like chill, like hunched, and I was like, man, that was so cool. Like I want to be a millionaire and help people and do all this stuff. And I was just driving back home thinking like, oh, my wife's sitting next to me and I was like, what would it be like if I was already making 20K every month? I thought, how would I like hold myself? What kind of level of confidence would I have? And I thought they'd probably have, and I literally just did it. I went from here to here. And I shifted internally, just my posture, rolled my shoulders slightly back. And I thought I'd probably feel happier too. Not that I have to change everything, but that I'm already where I need to be. And I feel satisfied. So I put a smile on my face and I was like, you know what? Things would feel good. But I also would feel very responsible, like driven, like everything I do matters. So I started to feel in my body what that would feel like. And I shifted and I was like, yeah, I make $20,000 a month. And I just thought this way. And then I was like, oh, that's uncomfortable. And then I went back. I was like, whew, that was hard. Man. Oh. And so then I was like, well, maybe I got to like keep this up, right? So throughout the whole drive, and I was driving from Utah down to Arkansas. So it was quite the trip. It was like a 3-day trip for us, 2 days or so. And so off and on, I would just be like, oh yeah, who am I? Oh, I make $20,000 a month and I'm a leader and I'm a powerful speaker and I impact the world and I leave a legacy. Whew, man, that was exhausting. All right, go back to my old self. And so I would just like practice changing that way of being. And at first it's going to be exhausting. It's going to be tiring. You're going to fight it. It's not going to feel comfortable. But the lesson is in the thing that you resist the most. If I wouldn't have leaned in, worked on myself, I did not like knocking on 26 doors over 2 days, getting rejected over and over and over. I did not like that. It was not something I would choose to do for fun. Like, hey, Tyler, what do you want to do today? I don't know, let's go get rejected and feel horrible all day. That sounds amazing. Woo! Would you rather watch a YouTube video of motivation or go get rejected all day? Let's go get rejected. So that's what I did. But I knew that because I resisted it, that was the thing that was going to get me to where I wanted to go. My identity shift lied in the resistance. My identity shift lied in the resistance. When I move through the resistance, identity shift happens. And if we allow other people's stuff, the judgments of others to keep us stuck, then we deserve to stay stuck. Let me repeat that. And it's kind of harsh, but I'm going to say it again. If we allow the comments, the judgments, the hate of other people to keep us stuck, then we deserve to stay stuck. We deserve it. Because only when we take our own power is when we deserve to get unstuck. If we give away our power to other people, we have no right to get unstuck and create what we want. You don't. Because if you're going to lead people without truly breaking free, you're going to lead them into bondage. And each of you in your own way, you could be leading your kids, spouse, loved one, business partners, whatever it might be, but every single person in here is a leader. Every single person. No matter if you have a business or not. You are a leader in your own way. And we can't let the thoughts and feelings of others dictate how we live our life.
Was it me? No, it was each and every one of you. So we all chose to do that. No one forced you. No one made you. You chose, which is freaking awesome.